Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Purpose February. Before I get started on today's video, I want to talk to you guys really quick about something. I have a purpose bundle going on right now, and included are 2 ebooks and 2 standalone exercises, which are several pages each, and they will absolutely help you identify why you aren't where you want to be. And along with this, there's a free 30-minute session with me to discuss your purpose. And I'm only selling 50 of these spots. And then once those spots are taken, I'm removing this bundle from my website. So as soon as I think we have 6 or 4 left. So if this is something you're interested, go get it. But I want to talk to you about something really quick. I know a lot of people say, I just want to know what I'm here to do, but they're not willing to take the steps to even discover what it is that they're here to do. They just want somebody to hand it to them, like, hey, here's your purpose in life, go do it. The problem with this type of mentality is that if you're not even willing to go through the process of figuring out what you're here to do, you're definitely not going to have enough stamina, you're not going to have enough dedication, you're not going to have enough discipline to actually carry that thing out. And this is a really concerning issue for me. I do one-on-one coaching. I talk to people all of the time. That this is the nature of what I do. And the amount of people who don't believe in themselves, who don't believe that there could ever be a different possibility for themselves is astounding to me. It's astounding. Literally. I mean, I cannot believe how many people don't believe that there is a way forward for them. And if that is you, if I'm speaking to you and you're like, well, that's just for somebody else, that's not for me, but yet you think I'm living the same year that I did the last 3 years, the last 5 years, this is for you. What people tend to do is they get comfortable in their mediocrity. They get comfortable in not knowing what they're doing and just kind of keeping up with the day-to-day. They get comfortable with having just enough money if they can afford a cup of coffee that day or whatever. And they never set their eyes on what actually could be possible for them if they would actually look at what they are doing and admit to themselves this isn't working. What they start doing, this, by the way, this is a victim mentality, okay? This is what it does. It starts giving you excuses that make you feel good. You're right. You know what? My parents didn't raise me that way. You know what? You're right. I had to go through a divorce and I had to raise my kids by myself. And that's the reason why I'm not where I want to be. Well, it would be different if I had that type of education, if I had that type of platform, if I had whatever it was. No, you wouldn't. Because if you actually believed that, you would actually be building the thing to get you to that place. Okay, you'd actually be building the platform that you say you need to be successful. You'd actually be doing the training that you need in order to have your ideal job. So I talked about this before, like behaviors follow beliefs. I can actually tell exactly what you believe based off of your behavior. I don't need you to say not a word to me, and I can tell you exactly what you believe. My concern about, so I'm doing this Purpose February, like I said, my concern is the amount of emails that I'm getting about how, I know that I believe this, this, and this, but when I've asked you to do the homework, you're not doing the homework. This is free information. Take it or leave it. It's not like someone standing over you like, well, you didn't do your homework and so that's why you're not getting anywhere. But it does reveal that you're not dedicated to yourself, that you actually don't believe that a process is out there that could help you get from where you are to where you want to be. Listen, it's like standing at the bottom of a 10-story building and saying, I want to get to the 10th story. I want to get to the top of the building. And yet, someone's coming along and saying, take this step. Okay, now take this step. Now do this step. And you're like, no, I want to get to the top. I want to get to the 10th floor. It's like, if you would do the steps, you would get to the 10th floor. But you try to skip the steps and guess what? You're going to repeat the cycle again and again because you're building on shaky ground. Please take advantage of these videos. Please take advantage of this bundle. Like I said, I'm selling this for $47. It's not even about the money. It's really something that I had put on my heart, and to meet with people after they have completed the exercises so that we can go over them and fine tune them specifically for this for the individual who's doing it. But I'm gonna remove it, like I said, as soon as these 50 slots are filled. And if you don't feel led to do the 50, to be one of the 50, that's okay. But do these videos, please. This could change your life, but it starts with your belief. And if you don't believe in yourself, it's going to be very hard to believe in what you do. In fact, it's going to be impossible to believe in what you do, right? So if you aren't bought into your calling or your destiny or whatever, no one else is going to be either. I know a lot of people are waiting for like this like big grand thing. Oh, someone will see me and someone will notice me. And that stuff only happens because you have the character to withstand the eyes on you at that point. Okay. All right. Let's get into today's, and actually great day for me to say all of that, because today we're talking about submission. What on earth does submission have to do with your purpose? Whatever you sit under, you will become like. Guys, this is such an important concept. By the way, most of the things that I'm telling you in these videos are spiritual truths. They're spiritual principles, meaning they're a truth that can be applied to any situation. It doesn't matter if we're talking about somebody who's a farmer or gardener or somebody who's a CEO. Okay, we're talking about this can be applied to any person in any situation. That's what a spiritual principle is. There's a higher law that governs the outcome of what we're doing. And that's what we're talking about today. So whatever you sit under, you become like. This is why where you are submitted to is so important. I don't mean where you go. I don't mean where you sometimes show up. I mean, where is your heart? Where your heart is, there your treasure will be also. Okay, this, again, spiritual principle. So we all have people who we look up to in our lives for one reason or another. We either admire their diligence, we admire their work ethic, we admire the things that they've overcome, their skill in an area, their strong family unit, whatever, okay? We admire something about them. That does not mean that we are submitted to them. And this can be for organizations as well. Oh, you know what? I really admire that company scaled from being in somebody's garage to being the most powerful company on the world, on the earth, right? We can apply this to any person, system, organization, whatever it is. Just because we admire them doesn't mean that we're submitted to them. And a lot of people don't understand what submission is. Submission is not just, okay, I admire that, I like that about you. And we often will say like, I admire that about you and I want what you have, right? I see people say this to other people all the time. I want what you carry. Even if I could give you what I carry, or somebody else that you admire could give you what they carry, you likely wouldn't be able to hold it, meaning the weight of that thing is so heavy, you wouldn't even be able to hold it. You certainly wouldn't be able to carry it, like walk with it, and you definitely wouldn't be able to grow it. People who are in authority, which is going to be our topic tomorrow, understand what it took them to get, they know the price that they paid and that it's weighty. They know that there's an actual weight to what they're doing, what they're building, and they don't give that away to anybody who's like, oh, I want it, because it's irresponsible. It's like if you're carrying inside a 50-pound bag of dog food and your 5-year-old is like, oh, I'll carry it, you don't just be like, okay, here, carry it. That's going to crush your baby. You need to know that they're what they're asking for, they don't know what they're asking for, right? They're not able to actually understand what it's with good intention, they want to help, but they're not mature enough, they're not strong enough to carry what they're asking you to give them. This is the same thing when it comes to any type of thing, a mantle, a title, a position. It doesn't actually, girl, you could study my life and write a book, nor did a lifetime of it. It put me in worse scenarios. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna address that comment in just a second. Let me finish what I'm talking about with submission. Just because you want what somebody else has, you admire them, are you actually willing to go through the work that it takes to become like them so that you can actually carry what they have? This is submission. This is, I will do what you are telling me to do, even though it doesn't make sense to me and I can't see the end result. I can't see how this one step is leading me over there, but I do want what you, when I say I want what you carry, I mean it, and I'm willing to put in the work behind it. These aren't just words. I'm actually willing to put my faith into action. Okay, that's what that means. So submission to something is hard work. But no one will build this for you. No one will build your dream for you. No one will build your destiny for you. It's up to you to believe in yourself and to put that belief into work. This is a deep act of self-governance. I talked about this yesterday with how do you govern yourself? Because if you can't govern yourself, you're not going to be able to have influence with people because you're not able to govern them correctly. You will be leading them unto nothing. You will be leading them into a deeper area of confusion than when they started. So submission is about also forming character. As I said before, just because you want something doesn't mean that your character can sustain it. I heard a lot of people say like, well, if I had a platform, this is what I'd be using it for. You don't have the platform. And by the way, no one's keeping you from having a platform. Go build one. Go do it. It took a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication to build my YouTube channel, and to build any person who has a social media platform is going to tell you it was not just because they decided to do it one day and then that was it. They were dedicated for a day and then they built it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't like that. And so the thing is that you won't be able to withstand the eyes on you, people telling you all the time what you should be doing. Oh, I would be doing this. Why don't you do this? You would be really great at this. All the time. Okay, but I know where to keep my eyes focused because I'm in submission. I'm in submission to people in my life who have the authority to speak into me, and I know where I'm going. I have a plan for how to get there, and I'm not deterring from the plan. A lot of y'all are watching videos, you're consuming information, which by the way, I have videos on it being an information glutton. And by the way, one of these days, I think it's Sunday, is on what are you consuming? Because you can consume things that are not food and it makes you gluttonous. It puts that into your spirit. It makes you desire. Your desires get skewed because you feed yourself all of this information that makes you feel really good, but then you do nothing with it. You just get fat with information. And you never turn it into wisdom, and you never turn it into how to actually do something with it, like skill. Okay, let me get back to submission. So today I want you to think about your life, and I want you to think about who you're submitted to. I want you to think about what this means to you. So if this is a person, I want you to think about, like, how do you handle this person's input? Do you actually take what they say and make an actionable plan with it, or do you put it in the bank of like, oh, that's nice information glutton? Okay, what do you actually do with that? Many people assume submission and commitment are the same, but these are two separate things. I could be committed to showing up to my job every day. That doesn't mean I'm in submission to their work ethic, their values or beliefs, whatever. Lots of people do this. Lots of people say, I'm in submission to my pastor because I go to church every Sunday, or I go to church, half the Sundays out of the year, or whatever. That's not submission. Submission is, and that's not even really commitment, by the way, but submission is if this person says, I see this happening in your life. I think you need to adjust this type of behavior. I think you need to make a course correction here. And taking that and doing something with it, that is submission. It's allowing somebody else's word to be higher than your own. Think about that. How many people have that authority in your life? We're going to talk about authority and submission tomorrow, like I said. So, okay, let me get back to this comment. I am trying to not answer questions on these because I want these to be quicker videos. Let me just say this, okay, with the comment. I got it. The narcissist was doing all of the things. You're not responsible for their behavior. You are responsible for your behavior and how you responded to what the narcissist was doing. If you recognize that they were leading you down a path you didn't want to be on, you have full authority over your life. You are a powerful person. You can make the choice to leave that situation no matter how long that cycle has been enforced, no matter what type of environment you were grown up in, no matter what type of belief systems you had at that point that led you to get into a situation where you were being led down the wrong road. You are a powerful person. Only you govern your life. On my channel, I won't, and in my coaching, I won't allow my clients to say, well, I was a victim of this, this, and this. Those things may have happened to you, but you decided that the outcome of those things was what it was going to be. You are not responsible for the narcissist behavior. They are 100% responsible for their behavior, but you are 100% responsible for your behavior and the outcome of your life. At the end of time, you're going to stand before your maker. And guess what? You are not going to be able to say, so-and-so did such and such to me, and that's why I couldn't fulfill the destiny on my life. I couldn't fulfill the books you wrote about me because so and so was involved in my life. That will never be an excuse. Jesus isn't saying like, oh, that makes perfect sense. You get a different perspective too, by the way. Higher perspective. I have a whole video that I've done on your perspective, and why it's so important, the power of perspective, and talking about the manifold mind. You know, my coaching company is called The Manifold Mind, and I did a video explaining about what that means. And I really encourage you to watch it, because what happens is that the more you repeat something, by the way, this is what narcissists do. Okay, I have another video where I talk about why you can't have commonalities with the narcissist, okay? I actually have a lot of videos where I talk about this. If you have something in common with the narcissist, that's an inroad for them to continue to do more and more stuff, have more and more control, have more and more influence and manipulation in your life. When you have something in common with them, you have to get rid of it. But something that narcissists do is tell themselves something over and over and over until it becomes the truth. A lot of people with victim mentalities do this. Well, you know, I'm doing the best I can. I don't know. I can't do anything else. There's nothing else I could possibly be doing. I just wish somebody would come and show me the way. Well, since nobody's coming to show me the way, I guess I'm just stuck here. And it starts to form this like soothing, but it's really a lulling bubble around you, where even if somebody came up to you and was like, I would like to help you with that, and you're like, no, I don't need any help, because you're so in this like lulling, you're getting asleep to the fact that you need to wake up. You're getting so far removed from the path you need to be on that even if somebody came up to you and said, hey, you're on the wrong path, you're so deceived that you're on the right path that you won't hear them. Okay, a victim mentality does this, by the way. This is why I hate it. This is why I hate it. Like, no, it's not the truth. We're going to see a higher perspective. We'll check out the perspective video. God placed have an eagle perspective in the year 2022. Thank you. Yeah, so good. So good. Yes, confirmation for you. Okay, so that's going to conclude today's video. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to probably pre-record. If I've got time, I'm going to pre-record the video for tomorrow because I've got a busy morning tomorrow. But thank you for tuning in for today's video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.